Within You is the Power, by Henry Thomas Hamblin, explores the concept of self-empowerment and spiritual awakening. The book emphasizes that every individual possesses an inner power that, when properly harnessed, can lead to personal transformation and success. Hamblin encourages readers to understand their true nature, which transcends physical limitations and is deeply connected to a universal spiritual source. The author delves into various topics, such as overcoming difficulties, the principles of success, health, and the role of the subconscious and superconscious mind. Hamblin argues that one's thoughts and beliefs shape their reality, and by aligning with spiritual truths, individuals can overcome adversity, find inner peace, and achieve happiness. He stresses that real change begins within, advocating for character building, the development of positive habits, and the conscious use of mental and spiritual powers. The book serves as a guide for those seeking self-improvement and a deeper understanding of their inner strength, highlighting the importance of faith, persistence, and harmony with universal laws. Through introspection and the right use of mental faculties, Hamblin asserts that people can unlock their limitless potential and live fulfilling, empowered lives. In this audiobook, we've distilled the most impactful parts of Thomas Hamblin's book, and we sincerely hope you find it valuable. Within You is the Power. Introduction. Within each of us lies a greater version of ourselves, a hidden strength quietly awaiting the moment to rise and shine. That feeling isn't just wishful thinking, it's a signal from within, a reminder that you carry a reservoir of untapped potential. So many of us go through life unaware of this inner power, convinced that we are limited by our circumstances, past mistakes, or the endless demands of daily life. But the truth is, there's a force within each of us that, once awakened, can completely transform our lives. Imagine having the ability to rise above any challenge, to find calm amidst the chaos, and to see opportunities where others see obstacles. This isn't about gaining superpowers or changing who you are. It's about realizing that everything you need to overcome difficulties and achieve your dreams is already inside you. This journey isn't about becoming someone new, but rather uncovering the incredible strength that has been part of you all along. Many people have looked outside of themselves for answers over the decades in the hopes that a new device, method, or other individual may transform their lives. However, the secret to real transformation lies within, not outside. It resides in your thoughts, your convictions, and your capacity to communicate with your innermost self. Finding quick remedies or picking up new talents are only two aspects of this voyage of exploration. It's about seeing how your mind, spirit, and natural talents can be your best allies in altering the way you view yourself and your possibilities. We will delve into how you can use this inner strength to build the life you've always dreamed of during this journey. It's a process that starts with minor mental adjustments and progresses to significant adjustments in how you handle difficulties, achieve achievement, and find serenity. Realizing that you already have the ability to alter your reality is the first step towards transformation. Regardless of whether you're dealing with personal issues, professional setbacks, or a general desire for greater contentment. So if you've ever wondered what it would be like to live with more confidence, clarity, and control, get ready. This journey will help you uncover the untapped potential within you, empowering you to face life's difficulties with strength and grace, and guiding you to achieve a state of happiness and success that feels truly authentic. Let's unlock that hidden power and see just how limitless your life can become. Chapter 1: Infinite Life and Power. Embracing the Limitless. Have you ever stopped to think about the true potential that lies within you? Not just the skills you've learned, the talents you've honed, or the goals you've achieved, but the immense, boundless power that exists at the very core of your being. Imagine a life where the limitations you perceive, whether they come from your circumstances, your past, or even your own beliefs, no longer define you. Instead, you tap into a limitless source of strength and energy that propels you toward new possibilities, greater achievements, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. This is the power of embracing the infinite within you. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to see the world through a lens of limitations. We are taught that there are boundaries we shouldn't cross, goals that may be too ambitious, and dreams that are just too big. This mindset, although practical in some aspects, also quietly instills a sense of restriction. We start to believe that there is only so much we can achieve, only so far we can go, and only certain things that we are capable of. Over time, these beliefs harden into a shell that keeps our true potential locked away, hidden from the world and even from ourselves. But what if this perception is not the truth? What if the limitations we see are simply a result of how we've been conditioned to think, rather than a reflection of what we are truly capable of? The reality is, there is an infinite life force within each of us, a wellspring of power that, once tapped, can transform the way we live, work, and connect with the world. This inner power is not about pushing harder, forcing things to happen, or exhausting yourself trying to be more than you are. Instead, it is about realizing that there is already a boundless energy within you, and learning how to let it flow freely. This concept of infinite power is not just about physical strength or mental endurance. It's a holistic energy that touches every aspect of our lives. It is the quiet confidence that allows you to face challenges without fear, knowing that no matter how tough things may seem, you have the resilience to rise above them. It is the clarity of mind that helps you see solutions where others see only problems. It is the inner peace that keeps you grounded, even when life feels chaotic and uncertain. Most importantly, it is the belief that there are no real boundaries to what you can achieve, because the source of your strength is limitless. To embrace this infinite power, we must first recognize that it exists. Too often, we underestimate ourselves, allowing doubt, fear, and past failures to dictate how we see our future. But this power doesn't diminish because of mistakes we've made or challenges we've faced. It remains constant, patiently waiting for us to acknowledge it. Think of it as a seed within you, one that can grow into something magnificent if given the right conditions. By choosing to believe in this inner power, you begin to cultivate the mindset needed for it to flourish. Realizing this power begins with shifting the way we perceive ourselves and our capabilities. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable, we start to see them as opportunities to access more of our potential. When faced with difficulties, rather than shrinking back, we can choose to dig deeper and find the strength that lies beneath. This doesn't mean that life becomes easy or that challenges disappear, but it does mean that our approach to them changes. We stop seeing limitations as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones to growth. This shift in perception is powerful because it moves us away from a place of fear and into a place of empowerment. When we believe that we are limited, we act with caution, avoiding risks and playing small. But when we understand that our power is limitless, we start to take bold steps, we dream bigger, and we reach higher. We begin to see the world not as a place full of obstacles, but as a playground of possibilities. This newfound confidence doesn't just affect how we approach our goals, it influences how we interact with others, how we handle setbacks, and even how we see ourselves on a day-to-day basis. But how do we access this power? It starts with awareness. Begin to pay attention to the moments when you feel restricted or powerless. Ask yourself whether these feelings are based on external realities or internal beliefs. Often, you'll find that the biggest obstacles are the ones you've built in your mind. By challenging these thoughts and choosing to believe in your limitless potential, you begin to break down the barriers that hold you back. Another important aspect is trust. Trusting that this power is there, even if you cannot see it. It's like the wind. You may not be able to grasp it with your hands, but you can feel its presence. Trust that this inner strength will rise to meet you when you need it most. This trust allows you to let go of the anxiety and pressure to always be in control, and instead, flow with the natural rhythm of your life. It is this surrender, this willingness to lean into your inner power that unlocks its full potential. Ultimately, embracing the infinite within you is about living a life that feels expansive and free. It's about knowing that no matter where you start, there is always room to grow, to improve, and to become more of who you are meant to be. When you tap into this power, you realize that the only limits that exist are the ones you accept, and as you release them, you find that your life begins to expand in ways you never thought possible. So as you begin this journey, remember that the power you seek is already within you. It has been there all along, waiting for you to recognize it. Take the first step by believing in your own limitless potential. Embrace the infinite power within you and watch as it transforms not just your life, but the way you see the world. Chapter 2. The Overcoming of Life's Difficulties. Triumph over Adversity. Life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges at us, often when we feel least prepared to face them. Whether it's a personal setback, a professional struggle, or a moment of deep inner conflict, these difficulties can sometimes feel overwhelming, as if they are insurmountable walls blocking our path. But what if, instead of seeing them as obstacles, we began to view these challenges as necessary stepping stones for growth? What if every hardship was an opportunity to discover a deeper, more resilient version of ourselves? The truth is, adversity is an unavoidable part of life. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've accomplished. Everyone, at some point, encounters storms that shake them to their core. The key difference lies in how we respond to these storms. Some people allow themselves to be swept away, caught in the current of fear, frustration, or despair. Others, however, find a way to rise above the chaos, using the same turbulent waves to propel themselves forward. The secret to triumphing over adversity lies not in avoiding difficulties, but in learning how to navigate through them with grace and resilience. Think back to a moment in your life when things didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a failed project, a broken relationship, or an unexpected loss. In those moments, it's easy to feel powerless, as if life has taken control and there's nothing you can do. But every difficulty you face comes with a hidden gift, an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. Challenges push us to our limits, but they also reveal our true capabilities. When everything is smooth sailing, we rarely get to see how powerful we truly are. It's only when we're tested that we learn how much we can endure, adapt, and overcome. The first step to overcoming difficulties is to change the way we perceive them. When we see a problem as something purely negative, we naturally react with resistance. We fight against it, wishing it would go away, or we sink into despair, convinced that we are incapable of dealing with it. But resistance only makes the problem seem bigger and scarier than it actually is. Instead, try to see challenges as invitations to grow. They are life's way of showing you where you need to develop, where you need to build strength, and how you can become more than you were before. This doesn't mean that facing difficulties will be easy, or that you should ignore the pain and frustration they bring. It's normal to feel these emotions. They are part of the human experience. But instead of letting them control you, acknowledge them, and then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Sometimes the most profound lessons come from the darkest times. By shifting your perspective, you transform from someone who is at the mercy of life's challenges into someone who can masterfully navigate through them. One of the most powerful tools you have in overcoming difficulties is your inner strength. This strength is not something you need to search for outside yourself. It's already there within you, waiting to be called upon. When faced with a problem, take a moment to breathe, center yourself, and remind yourself of all the challenges you've already overcome. Reflect on the times when you thought you wouldn't make it through but did. Each of those victories, big or small, is proof of your resilience. They are reminders that you have faced adversity before and emerged stronger. This inner strength grows each time you confront a challenge, even if you don't realize it at the moment. Learning to let go of the craving for control is a crucial component of overcoming hardship. Often, we suffer because we want things to go exactly the way we want them to, not because of the circumstances. But life isn't always predictable. Even with meticulous planning, there will always be uncontrollable circumstances. Instead of continuously going against the flow, we let ourselves flow with life's natural rhythm by embracing this unpredictability. When the winds shift, you must modify your sails and find a new course. But this does not imply giving up. Developing patience in trying circumstances is also essential. It's normal to want quick fixes, and for the suffering or discomfort to go away as soon as possible when faced with hardship. However, genuine growth takes time. You need time to overcome your obstacles, just as a seed needs time to develop into a tree. Being patient is actively believing that you will overcome your obstacles with time and effort, rather than passively waiting for things to improve. It entails having faith in your capacity to adjust and succeed, even in the face of uncertainty. In the end, developing resilience is the key to overcoming hardship. Being resilient is about going forward with a better knowledge of who you are and what makes you strong, not just about getting back up after a setback. Every challenge you encounter is a weight that, when lifted, fortifies you, and you become more clear-headed, self-assured, and courageous to take on whatever comes next with every new obstacle. Therefore, the next time life presents you with a challenge, stop and think. What is this trying to teach me is a better question to ask than, why is this happening to me? Believe that you are strong enough to overcome any challenge, and that every setback presents an opportunity to improve, grow, and succeed. Life is about learning to dance in the rain, knowing that even the most intense downpour will eventually give way to sunshine, rather than trying to avoid it. There will be obstacles, but you don't have to let them stop you. You have the ability to use every challenge as a springboard and every failure as a prelude to something bigger. Adopting this perspective will help you realize that life's challenges are not the end of your journey, but rather the start of a new one in which you will be stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever. Chapter 3. Fate or Free Will? Taking Charge of Your Destiny. One of the most intriguing questions we face in life is whether our paths are already set, mapped out by forces beyond our control, or if we hold the reins to shape our own destiny. It's a question that has fascinated philosophers, theologians, and dreamers for centuries. Are we merely players in a script that has already been written, or do we have the power to choose our own narrative? The answer, as it turns out, is not as clear-cut as we might think. Life is a delicate dance between fate and free will, and the beauty lies in understanding how to navigate this dance, taking charge where we can and gracefully accepting what we cannot change. There are moments in life that feel undeniably fated. Perhaps you met someone at just the right time, or a job opportunity appeared out of nowhere, aligning perfectly with your goals. These instances often make us wonder if certain things were meant to be. On the other hand, there are countless decisions we make every day, small, seemingly insignificant choices that, when added together, determine the course of our lives. This blend of the inevitable and the intentional is what makes life so complex and, ultimately, so beautiful. The idea of fate suggests that certain events are destined to happen, no matter what we do. It's a comforting thought in some ways, to believe that there is a grand design, a plan that ensures everything will work out in the end. But it can also feel like a prison, a loss of control, especially when things don't go the way we want them to. If everything is fated, why bother trying? Why put in the effort if the outcome is already decided? The answer lies in understanding that while fate may bring us certain circumstances, how we respond to them is entirely up to us. We may not be able to control the events that unfold, but we always have a choice in how we react, how we adapt, and how we move forward. Imagine standing at a crossroads. Each road before you represents a different future, a different version of yourself. Fate might have placed you at that crossroads, but it is your decision that determines which path you will take. Each step you make is an exercise of free will, an expression of your power to shape your destiny. Even when life seems to back you into a corner, there are choices, sometimes difficult, sometimes subtle, that allow you to navigate your way through. Our capacity to make thoughtful, intentional decisions is what gives us the power of free will. When we take intentional action, we guide our lives toward our goals, even if those goals take unforeseen detours. Our ability to exercise free will does not ensure that things will always go as planned or that we will accomplish our goals. Instead, it involves taking an active role in the process, establishing goals, and choosing actions that are consistent with our actual mission. It's about accepting accountability for our deeds and realizing that, although we are powerless over everything, we do have power over how we interact with the outside world. But sometimes, circumstances beyond our control, difficulties, losses, and unanticipated changes are brought about by fate. These times might make us feel as though life is slipping away from us. However, freedom exists even here, within the bounds of fate. Although we might not be able to alter the situation, we do have a choice in how we react to it. We have two options. We can let hardship destroy us, or we can utilize it as motivation to develop, learn, and grow. Our ability to respond to the uncertainty of life is where our real strength resides. It's easy to see fate and free will as opposing forces, but they are more like two sides of the same coin. Fate might set the stage, but free will allows us to decide how we play our part. Consider a river flowing towards the sea. The river's path is shaped by the land, by the rocks and valleys it encounters, but it is the river's own flow, its own movement, that determines how it reaches its destination. In much the same way, life presents us with certain conditions, opportunities, and obstacles, but it is our choices and our actions that guide us through them. Taking charge of your destiny means recognizing this interplay between what is given to you and what you create. It means accepting that there will be moments beyond your control, but also realizing that you have the power to shape your life through the choices you make every single day. You don't have to be a passive observer, letting life happen to you. You can be an active participant, steering your life in the direction of your dreams. The key is to act with intention. Instead of drifting through life, waiting for things to happen, set clear goals for yourself. Ask yourself what you truly want and let your actions reflect those desires. Even if fate places obstacles in your way, let your free will guide you around them. Understand that every decision, no matter how small, is a step on the path to your future. Each choice brings you closer to or further from the life you want to live. There will be times when fate and free will feel at odds, when it seems like no matter what you do, you can't change the course of events. In those moments, remember that you still have the power to decide how to navigate through the storm. Your response, your resilience, your determination to find a way forward, these are expressions of your free will, and they have the power to transform even the most difficult situations. Ultimately, taking charge of your destiny is about finding balance. It's about understanding that while some things are beyond our control, much of our life is shaped by our own hands. It's about embracing the freedom to choose, even when the choices are hard, and trusting that every step, every decision, brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. Life is not just something that happens to you. It is something you create, one choice at a time. So, stand at your crossroads with courage. Embrace the uncertainty, knowing that even if you cannot see the entire path, you have the power to take the next step. Let fate set the stage, but let your free will write the story. In this delicate balance, you'll find the strength to shape a life that truly reflects who you are and who you have the potential to become. Chapter 4. Cause and Effect. Understanding Life's Universal Law. Life is full of mysteries, but one of the most fundamental principles that governs it is surprisingly simple. Every action has a reaction, and every cause brings about an effect. This is the universal law of cause and effect, a law that quietly influences every aspect of our existence. Whether or not we are aware of it, this principle is constantly at play, shaping the outcomes we experience and the reality we live in. The beauty of this law lies in its fairness and predictability. It's like gravity. It doesn't discriminate, it simply operates. Once we understand how this law works, We gain the power to consciously direct our lives, making choices that lead to the results we desire. Think of life as a garden, with your actions, thoughts, and intentions as the seeds you plant. Whatever you sow, you will eventually reap. If you plant seeds of kindness, positivity, and integrity, your garden will bloom with the fruits of joy, success, and fulfillment. But if your actions are driven by negativity, fear, or deceit, then the harvest will reflect those darker qualities. This law doesn't play favorites. It doesn't reward or punish based on who you are. It simply reflects back to you what you have put into the world. Understanding this can be a powerful revelation because it places the responsibility for our lives squarely in our own hands. It is easy to see cause and effect in the physical world. If you throw a stone into a pond, ripples will spread across the water. If you neglect your health, your body will eventually show the signs. These are direct, visible examples. But the same principle applies to the more subtle, less tangible aspects of life. Our thoughts, for instance, are a form of cause that can set off a chain of events just as surely as a physical action can. The way we think about ourselves, our relationships, and our goals influences the decisions we make, the opportunities we pursue, and even the way we interact with the world around us. Over time, these thoughts and decisions accumulate, creating the reality we live in. This means that if you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. Negative, self-limiting thoughts will lead to actions that are cautious, fearful, or self-sabotaging. Conversely, thoughts that are confident, hopeful, and optimistic will inspire actions that open doors, create opportunities, and build connections. The law of cause and effect is always working, whether we are conscious of it or not. That is why it's so crucial to become aware of the thoughts and actions we are putting out into the world. Every choice we make sets a cause into motion, and every cause will eventually come back to us as an effect. For some, this might sound intimidating. After all, who hasn't made mistakes, acted out of anger, or let fear dictate their actions? But understanding cause and effect doesn't mean being perfect. It means becoming aware of the patterns in your life and taking deliberate steps to create positive changes. Even if you've sown some negative seeds in the past, you have the power to start planting new, healthier ones today. Your past actions may have set certain effects in motion, but your present actions have the power to change your future. We can also learn about responsibility from this global law. When something goes wrong, it's normal to want to place the blame elsewhere, either on other people, the situation, or even on bad luck. However, we become aware that we are not helpless victims of fate when we comprehend cause and consequence. By accepting responsibility for our acts, growing from our mistakes, and intentionally deciding to go in a different direction, we may change our circumstances. Although it is empowering, it is not always simple. There are countless opportunities when you stop viewing yourself as a victim and begin to acknowledge your own part in shaping your environment. You start to realize that, one decision at a time, you can build your own narrative. Furthermore, this idea encompasses not just our own behavior, but also our interactions with others. Positive impacts that extend beyond our immediate circle are produced when we behave with integrity, love, and compassion. Our acts can encourage, uplift, or support people we may never meet, much like a pebble put into a pond causes ripples far beyond where it lands. On the other hand, bad deeds can cause pain and strife, impacting not only the individuals directly engaged. We can choose to make more beneficial changes in the world and advance the common good by being more conscious of how our actions impact other people. In every moment, we are planting seeds through our words, thoughts, and actions. Each of these seeds will grow and bear fruit in its own time, and the quality of that fruit depends entirely on the nature of the seed. This doesn't mean that life won't throw unexpected challenges our way, storms that we didn't see coming. But even in those moments, we have the power to decide how we will respond. Will we let the storm uproot us? Or will we use it as an opportunity to grow stronger, to deepen our roots? Our responses to life's unexpected events are also causes, and they too will have effects that shape our future. Living by the principle of cause and effect is not about controlling every aspect of life, because some things will always be beyond our control. Rather, it is about recognizing the immense power we do have to influence our lives. It's about understanding that every thought, every action, no matter how small, is significant. The choices we make, the attitudes we adopt, and the way we treat ourselves and others all contribute to the fabric of our reality. By making conscious, deliberate choices, we can weave a life that reflects our highest values and deepest desires. So, as you move forward, take a moment to consider the seeds you are planting today. What kind of thoughts are you nurturing? What actions are you taking? What kind of ripples are you sending out into the world? Remember that each of these actions, no matter how small, will come back to you in one form or another. This is not meant to create fear, but rather to inspire hope and awareness. By embracing the law of cause and effect, you gain the ability to shape your own destiny, to live intentionally, and to create a future that aligns with who you truly want to be. Ultimately, the law of cause and effect is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. It teaches us that nothing we do exists in isolation, and that every choice has a consequence. When we understand this, we begin to see the true power we hold. We realize that by acting with intention and integrity, we can create lives of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. It's not magic, and it's not fate. It's simply the natural result of living in harmony with this universal law. Chapter 5. Success. Redefining what it means to achieve. When you hear the word success, what comes to mind? For many, the image is clear. A high-powered career, a big house, an impressive bank account, or a life filled with accolades and recognition. Society often paints success as something that is measured by wealth, status, and the accumulation of material possessions. But while these external markers can bring a sense of accomplishment, they are often fleeting, leaving people feeling empty once the initial excitement fades. If success is only about reaching these external goals, why do so many people still feel unfulfilled even after they've achieved them? Perhaps it's time to redefine what success truly means. Real success is not about what you have, it's about who you are. It's less about the things you accumulate and more about the person you become along the way. True success is living a life that feels authentic, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. It's about aligning your actions with your values and finding joy in the journey rather than just in the destination. It's waking up each morning with a sense of peace, knowing that you are living a life that reflects your true self, not just chasing after someone else's definition of achievement. Consider for a moment if success is a state of being rather than a destination to be attained. It's the satisfaction that comes from knowing that you are headed in the correct direction, regardless of where that route takes you. Everything is altered by this change of viewpoint. It releases you from the pressure to assess your value by outside norms, to continually compare yourself to others, and to pursue endeavors that might not truly make you happy. Rather, it challenges you to consider a more significant query. What does success mean to you? It takes a higher degree of self-awareness to define success according to your own standards. It entails pausing to consider what is most important to you. Is it the ability to spend time with those you care about? The chance to let your imagination run wild? The capacity to positively influence other people's lives? No amount of money or celebrity can purchase the sense of fulfillment that these things provide. You may start creating a life that is not only successful by outside measures, but also full of joy and meaning after you figure out what success means to you individually. Naturally, this does not imply that material prosperity is always a bad thing. Following your genuine purpose can lead to excellent things like wealth, recognition, and accomplishments. The issue occurs when they take precedence over others, resulting in an unbalanced life. After ascending the ladder for years, many people discover that they are resting against the wrong wall. The vista is not what they had hoped for as they arrive at the summit. This is why it's so important to start by matching your goals with your inner values. Knowing your inner strength is the first step on the road to true achievement. This strength comes from having a strong sense of self and the self-assurance to live by your own values, not from dominating other people or influencing circumstances. You are more resistant to outside influences and other people's viewpoints when you are in tune with your inner strength. Your inner compass points you in the direction of decisions that will help you become more like who you truly are. Because your sense of achievement is independent of outside factors, this inner strength enables you to stay steadfast even when life presents obstacles. One of the most liberating aspects of this approach to success is that it doesn't rely on external validation. You don't need the approval of others to feel successful. Instead, you find fulfillment in knowing that you are living in alignment with your own truth. This kind of success is quiet and enduring. It doesn't shout from the rooftops or demand applause, but it radiates a sense of peace and contentment that others can sense and admire. When you live authentically, you become a beacon of inspiration to those around you, showing them that it is possible to live a life that is both successful and deeply fulfilling. Success, in this sense, is also about resilience. It's about learning to see failures not as the end, but as part of the journey. Every setback, every challenge, is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to refine your approach. The people who find true success are not those who never stumble, but those who know how to pick themselves up, adapt, and keep moving forward. They understand that the road to a fulfilling life is not always smooth, but it's the bumps and detours that often lead to the most profound discoveries about themselves. Redefining success ultimately entails changing one's perspective from one of scarcity to abundance. You start to value what you already have and who you are becoming rather than what you lack or what you need to prove. You come to see that success is a daily practice of living with joy, appreciation, and purpose, rather than a goal to be achieved. It's about striking a balance between wanting to do better and being happy with your current situation. How can you start living up to this new standard of success then? Establish your values clearly first. Consider what makes you happy, what gives you the greatest sense of aliveness, and what you would like to do for the world. Allow these responses to inform your choices, and don't be scared to give up on interests that no longer fulfill you, even if they were significant at the time. Success is a dynamic, ever-changing path that shifts as you mature rather than a fixed destination. Embrace the journey, celebrate the small wins, the quiet moments, and the progress that doesn't always get recognized. Success, after all, is not about perfection, but about progress. It's about moving closer to your true self, day by day, choice by choice. And as you do, you'll find that the external markers of success, whether they come or not, become less significant. What matters most is the peace that comes from knowing you are living a life that is true to who you are. In redefining success, you find freedom. Freedom to pursue what truly matters, to let go of what doesn't, and to live a life that is rich, not just in achievements, but in meaning, connection, and joy. It's a success that can't be measured by any standard other than your own, and that makes it the most rewarding kind of success there is. Chapter 6. Health, the connection between mind, body, and spirit. When we think of health, it's easy to focus solely on the physical aspects, eating right, exercising, and getting enough sleep. While these are undeniably important, true health goes beyond just maintaining the body. It involves a delicate, harmonious balance between the mind, body, and spirit. Each of these elements is interconnected, influencing the others in ways that can either promote well-being or lead to disharmony and illness. To truly understand health, we must look at ourselves as whole beings, recognizing that our thoughts, emotions, and spiritual state play a crucial role in how we feel physically. Have you ever noticed how stress and anxiety can leave you feeling drained, even if you haven't done anything physically strenuous? Or how a sense of peace and happiness can make you feel light and full of energy, no matter how hectic your day has been? These experiences are reminders that the state of our mind and spirit has a profound impact on our physical health. When our thoughts are chaotic, our bodies often respond with tension, fatigue, or even illness. Conversely, When our minds are calm and our spirits are at ease, our bodies can relax and heal. Because the mind, body, and spirit are all interconnected, caring for one part of ourselves inevitably benefits the others. Mind-calming techniques, such as meditation or mindful breathing, for example, not only assist in clearing mental clutter, but also lower blood pressure, lessen stress, and enhance general physical health. In a similar vein, cultivating our spiritual side, whether via prayer, spending time in nature, or discovering our purpose in life, can result in a deep sense of calm that permeates every aspect of our being. One especially potent factor in the health equation is the mind. It can be our biggest enemy as well as our best ally. The body receives signals from the ideas we consider, the convictions we maintain, and the feelings we feel. Positive signals like these encourage recovery and overall health. Negative ones, on the other hand, can lead to stress, impair immunity, and exacerbate a variety of health conditions. Think back to a moment when you were genuinely happy and notice how light your body felt, how easy it was to breathe, and how endless your energy looked. You'll probably remember physical sensations of constriction, fatigue, or discomfort. If you compare that to a period of extreme stress or despair, the mind-body link is at play here. To foster true health, we need to be mindful of the messages we are sending our bodies through our thoughts and emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring negative feelings or pretending everything is okay when it's not. Instead, it involves acknowledging what we feel and finding healthy ways to address and release those emotions. Holding on to anger, resentment, or fear can be like carrying a heavy weight that strains the body over time. By learning to let go, to forgive, and to cultivate positive thoughts, we give our bodies the chance to heal and thrive. Spiritual health is another crucial element, though it is often overlooked. This doesn't necessarily mean adhering to a particular religion or belief system. It's about connecting with something greater than yourself. It's about finding a sense of purpose, meaning, and inner peace. For some, this might come from meditation, prayer, or spiritual reading. For others, it may be found in spending time in nature, practicing gratitude, or engaging in acts of kindness. When we feel spiritually connected, we experience a sense of wholeness that nourishes both the mind and the body. People's reactions to illness are among the most remarkable illustrations of the mind-body-spirit relationship. According to studies, people who keep a positive attitude, believe that their community is there for them, or draw strength from their spirituality, tend to heal more quickly and have fewer severe symptoms than those who don't. This is not to suggest that a cheerful outlook can treat every illness, but it can greatly accelerate the body's inherent healing mechanisms. Maintaining a healthy mind and spirit fosters an atmosphere that facilitates the body's ability to heal. It takes deliberate work to maintain this equilibrium, particularly in the hectic, stress-filled world of today. When we are preoccupied with the responsibilities of everyday life, it is simple to overlook our mental and spiritual requirements. However, we must schedule time for our mental and spiritual well-being in the same way that we schedule time for food, exercise, and sleep. This could entail scheduling a short period of time each day for journaling, meditation, or just taking a stroll outside and taking deep breaths. Over time, little regular acts can make a big difference and contribute to a balanced state of well-being that promotes all facets of health. Listening to your body is also crucial. When something is out of balance, it will frequently alert you. Frequent colds, stomach problems, exhaustion, or even chronic headaches may be your body's way of alerting you to stress, anxiety, or an unresolved emotion that needs to be dealt with. Investigate the potential causes of these symptoms rather than only utilizing medicine to cover them up. Is there a notion or emotion that keeps coming up that you need to face? Are you ignoring the need for joy, relaxation, or rest? You can deal with the underlying cause and re-establish equilibrium by paying attention to these signs. Perfection is ultimately not the goal of attaining true health. It's about learning to handle negative thoughts and emotions with grace, not about getting rid of them altogether. It's about realizing that your mind, body, and spirit are all in continual communication with one another and have an impact on one another. We begin to consider our physical, mental, and spiritual states as interconnected components of a whole when we adopt this holistic approach to health. True health is about more than just avoiding illness. It's about feeling vibrant, energetic, and at peace. It's about living each day with a sense of balance and harmony, knowing that you are caring for yourself in every sense. When the mind is calm, the body relaxes. When the spirit is at peace, the mind clears. This interconnectedness creates a powerful synergy that enhances your overall well-being. So, as you think about your health, consider not just what you're eating or how often you exercise, but also what thoughts you are nurturing, how you're managing your emotions, and whether you're taking time to connect with what gives your life meaning. By caring for all aspects of yourself, you unlock the healing potential that lies within and open the door to a more vibrant, energetic, and fulfilling life. Chapter 7. The Secret of Abundant Supply. Living in a State of Overflow. Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of peace, knowing that everything you need is within your reach. You are not worried about the future or stressed about what you lack, because deep down, you trust that the universe will provide. This is the essence of living in a state of abundance, a mindset where you feel supported, fulfilled, and open to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. Yet many of us are caught in a cycle of scarcity, constantly feeling that there isn't enough money, time, opportunities, or even love. But what if this feeling of lack is just an illusion, a mindset that can be changed? Scarcity, after all, is not a reflection of reality, it's a perception. It's a lens through which we view the world, shaped by fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs. When we focus on what we lack, we train our minds to see more of it. We become hyper-aware of everything that's missing, and this focus on scarcity starts to define our experience. We might work harder, push ourselves to the limit, or cling tightly to what we have, all out of fear of losing it. But no matter how much we accumulate, it never feels like enough. This is the trap of scarcity thinking. It keeps us in a state of perpetual need, unable to enjoy the present moment because we're too busy worrying about the future. A change of viewpoint and a readiness to view the world from a new angle is necessary for living abundantly. The first step is realizing that the universe is an infinite space. Everyone has access to enough money, success, happiness, and opportunity. This does not imply that there will never be difficulties or that life will be simple, but it does imply that there is always the possibility of abundance, just waiting for us to seize it. By changing our attention from what we lack to what we have, we can start drawing in more of the things we really want. Gratitude is one of the most effective strategies to foster this change. Saying thank you is only one aspect of gratitude. Another is taking the time to acknowledge and value all of life's blessings, no matter how minor. We become aware of wealth everywhere when we deliberately concentrate on what we have rather than what we lack. It might be in the warmth of a friend's smile, the beauty of dawn, or the fulfillment that comes from a job well done. Our perspective progressively shifts from one of scarcity to one of abundance as a result of these tiny acts of gratitude compounding one another. Being grateful enables us to recognize that life is about appreciating and enjoying the blessings we have already been given, not about constantly trying. Another essential aspect of abundant living is the cultivation of a sense of sufficiency. Many people equate abundance with excess. They think it means having more than enough of everything. But true abundance is not about excess. It's about sufficiency. It's about feeling complete, whole, and satisfied with what you have, knowing that it is enough. This doesn't mean that you should stop pursuing your goals or give up on your dreams. Rather, it means approaching those goals with a mindset of fulfillment rather than desperation. When you believe that you already have what you need to be happy, you are no longer chasing success out of fear, but rather moving toward your aspirations with joy and confidence. A mindset of sufficiency also opens the door to generosity. When we live in scarcity, we tend to hold on tightly to what we have, afraid that sharing it will leave us with less. But abundance teaches us that giving is not a loss, it's an expansion. When we give freely, whether it's our time, our resources, or our kindness, we create space for even more to flow into our lives. This is the paradox of abundance. The more you give, the more you receive. Acts of generosity send a message to the universe that you trust in its limitless supply, and this trust invites more abundance to come your way. It's also important to understand that abundance is not just about material wealth. It's about richness in every area of life: love, relationships, creativity, peace of mind, and personal growth. When we limit our definition of abundance to money and possessions, we miss out on the fullness of life. True abundance is about feeling connected to the flow of life, knowing that you are always supported and that everything you need to thrive is available to you. It's about understanding that the universe is a place of infinite possibilities, and your only job is to be open to receiving them. So how do we make this shift to a mindset of abundance? It begins with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you have about money, success, and life's opportunities. Notice when you're operating from a place of fear and gently remind yourself that there is enough. Replace thoughts of scarcity with affirmations of abundance. For instance, instead of thinking, "I will never have enough," try, "There is plenty and I am open to receiving it." These simple changes in thought patterns can have a profound impact on how you experience the world. Practice seeing abundance in every aspect of your life. Appreciate the things you often take for granted: the air you breathe, the food on your table, the people who care about you. These are all signs that abundance is already present, even if it doesn't look like piles of cash or luxury items. By acknowledging and celebrating these forms of abundance, you send out a signal that you are ready to receive more. Living abundantly is not a one-time decision. It's a continuous practice. It's about training your mind to look for the good, even when things don't go as planned. It's about trusting that setbacks are temporary and that opportunities are always around the corner. Most importantly, it's about letting go of the fear that there isn't enough and embracing the truth that the universe is, by its nature, generous and giving. When you adopt a mindset of abundance, you'll find that life starts to flow more smoothly. Opportunities appear where there were none before, and solutions to problems emerge seemingly out of nowhere. This isn't magic. It's the natural result of shifting your focus. By seeing the world as a place of possibility rather than limitation, you open yourself up to experiences and connections that you might have otherwise missed. The secret to abundant living is not about accumulating more. It's about appreciating what is already there, trusting in the flow of life, and knowing that you are always enough. It's about stepping out of the mindset of lack and scarcity and stepping into a state of overflow where your life is rich, not just in material things, but in love, joy, and fulfillment. When you live in this state, you are no longer merely surviving, you are truly thriving. And that is the greatest abundance of all. Chapter 8. The Power and Limitations of the Subconscious Mind. Taming the Hidden Mind. There is a huge, unseen power that subtly molds your life beneath the surface of your daily thinking. This is your subconscious mind, a vastly powerful area that frequently affects your thoughts, feelings, and actions, without you even being aware of it. It subtly guides a large portion of your behaviors, responses, and routines, much like the invisible portion of an iceberg. Although this area of the mind is incredibly powerful, it is not without restrictions. Gaining insight into and control over this elusive power can open doors to fulfillment, achievement, and personal development. However, if the subconscious is not controlled, it can also act as a barrier, keeping you stuck in negative, doubtful, and fearful behaviors. Memories, convictions, and prior experiences are all stored in the subconscious mind. Even if you are not aware of it, everything you have ever seen, heard, or felt is hidden away in this area of your mind. These stored impressions eventually develop into habits and beliefs that direct your actions. Certain patterns are useful, such as being able to ride a bike or recalling a well-known route. Others, such as worry or self-doubt patterns brought on by worries or disappointments in the past, may be less helpful. These detrimental tendencies may prevent you from reaching your full potential or from pursuing your objectives. The key to harnessing the power of the subconscious mind is to realize that it does not distinguish between helpful and harmful patterns. It simply follows what it has been programmed to do. If your subconscious is filled with thoughts of fear, doubt, and inadequacy, it will respond by reinforcing those feelings, making it difficult to break free from them. But the opposite is also true. If you fill your subconscious with thoughts of confidence, positivity, and success, it will work tirelessly to bring those ideas to life. This is why mastering the subconscious is so crucial. It is always listening, and it is always willing to follow the lead of your conscious mind. One of the most fascinating aspects of the subconscious mind is how deeply it influences our habits. Habits are behaviors that have been repeated so often that they become automatic. This is why, even when you consciously decide to change a habit, you might find yourself slipping back into old patterns without thinking. It is not because you lack willpower, it is because your subconscious is still programmed with the old behavior. To create lasting change, you need to reprogram the subconscious, replacing negative habits with positive ones. This requires patience, persistence, and most importantly, a clear understanding of how the subconscious works. The subconscious is highly suggestible. This means that it is open to absorbing information, especially when that information is delivered consistently and with emotion. This is why affirmations, visualization, and repeated positive self-talk can be so effective. When you regularly tell yourself, "I am capable," "I am deserving of success," or "I am confident," you are not just saying empty words. You are sending new messages to your subconscious, gradually overwriting old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. Over time, these new beliefs take root, changing the way you see yourself and your potential. Visualization is another powerful technique for tapping into the subconscious mind. When you vividly imagine a desired outcome, your subconscious treats it as real. It starts to align your thoughts, actions, and even your body language with the goal you are visualizing. Athletes, performers, and successful people across various fields often use visualization to prepare for their best performances, because it helps program the subconscious to respond as if success is already achieved. This same technique can be used to overcome challenges, build new skills, or cultivate a more positive outlook. Despite its strength, the subconscious mind is not perfect. Its primary reliance on previously acquired patterns is one of its primary drawbacks. This implies that your subconscious may retain memories of trauma, criticism, or setbacks and play them back as though they are still pertinent. This is the reason why, even when you are aware that they are untrue, previous worries, insecurities, and doubts might reappear. Unless you deliberately want to alter your beliefs, the subconscious mind does not update them. It requires re-education, a demonstration that the old habits are no longer beneficial, and an introduction to new, better ways of thinking and acting. Awareness is necessary to overcome restrictive subconscious tendencies. You must become aware of the thoughts that are constantly circling through your head, particularly the negative ones. Focus on your self-talk, your natural responses, and any recurrent sensations of anxiety or dread that may surface. These provide us hints about the beliefs that are stored in your mind. You can start the process of change by confronting these ideas and swapping them out for fresh, more powerful ones once you are aware of them. Although it could take some time, the subconscious mind is flexible. It may be reprogrammed to help, not to impede, your aims with persistent effort. Remember, your subconscious mind is not your enemy. It is a powerful tool that wants to help you, but it can only work with the information it has been given. By choosing to feed it with positivity, encouragement, and belief in your own potential, you can unlock its full power, guiding it to support your journey towards success, happiness, and fulfillment. The more you nurture this relationship, the more your subconscious will work with you, helping to turn your dreams into reality. Chapter 9. The use of the spiritual or superconscious mind. Tapping into higher wisdom. Imagine a state of mind where clarity, intuition, and peace coexist effortlessly. A place where answers to your deepest questions emerge naturally, without force or struggle. This is the realm of the superconscious mind, a higher level of consciousness that lies beyond the everyday mental chatter and the automatic responses of the subconscious. While the subconscious is powerful in shaping our habits and beliefs, the superconscious mind is a source of inspiration, creativity, and profound wisdom that connects us to something greater than ourselves. It is the gateway to higher knowledge, where true insight and deeper understanding reside. The superconscious mind is not something foreign or distant. It is a natural part of who we are, but it often remains untapped because we are so accustomed to living in the busyness of the conscious mind. Our daily lives are filled with distractions, obligations, and constant mental noise, which can drown out the subtle, gentle whispers of this higher consciousness. However, by learning how to quiet the mind and tune into this higher frequency, we can access a level of guidance that goes beyond rational thinking, offering solutions and insights that feel almost magical in their clarity. This level of consciousness is where true creativity flows. Have you ever experienced moments when a brilliant idea suddenly came to you, as if out of nowhere, or when a problem you were struggling with seemed to resolve itself effortlessly? These moments are glimpses of the superconscious mind at work. When you tap into this realm, you are not just drawing from your own experiences and thoughts. You are accessing a universal source of wisdom that transcends the limits of the individual mind. It is a state of flow, where everything feels connected and harmonious, and decisions become clear because they align with a deeper truth. One of the most powerful ways to access the superconscious mind is through meditation and mindfulness. When you meditate, you allow the conscious mind to settle, creating a space for the superconscious to come through. In this stillness, the mind is no longer cluttered by worries, doubts, or distractions, and you can begin to hear the intuitive guidance that has been there all along. This guidance often feels different from regular thoughts. It may come as a feeling, a sudden insight, or a sense of knowing that doesn't need to be explained. Trusting this guidance can lead to decisions that are not only wise, but deeply fulfilling, because they resonate with your true self. Another powerful method for reaching the superconscious mind is visualization. You can open a conduit to this higher dimension and invite it to assist you in manifesting your wishes by envisioning your goals or aspirations as already accomplished. The superconscious mind sees not just what is, but also what can be, and it may provide you with direction and a feeling of purpose as you move toward that vision. The superconscious mind helps you see alternatives you might have missed and solutions that seem almost straightforward, in contrast to the conscious mind, which is frequently distracted by details and challenges. A certain amount of surrender is also necessary to access this higher state of consciousness. The superconscious mind is something you invite and permit. It is not something you can push or control. This entails letting go of the need to micromanage every area of your life, to overanalyze everything, or to forecast every possible event. It's about having faith that a higher wisdom, one that sees beyond the present situation, is at work. When you give yourself over to this higher guidance, you could discover that roads that once seemed to lead nowhere open up, and that answers come to you without your having to fight for them. A crucial component of this process is trust. The superconscious mind's direction frequently defies rational explanation and necessitates trust in your own inner wisdom. If you pay attention and follow through, you will frequently discover that it takes you in the exact path you need to go, even though it may push you in places that don't always make sense to the logical mind. One of the most freeing sensations is learning to trust this direction, which releases you from the incessant urge to foresee and control. Instead, knowing that you are being led by a higher knowledge, you navigate life with ease. Connecting with your inner self, the aspect of yourself that exists beyond of ego, fear, and limitations, is ultimately what it means to access the superconscious mind. It is the aspect of you that recognizes your potential, knows your mission, and views the world as a field of limitless possibilities rather than a place of scarcity. You start to live more truly, and your actions reflect your innermost beliefs and goals when you connect with this higher part of yourself. This is about building a meaningful, purposeful, and joyful life, not just about attaining success in the traditional sense. Chapter 10. Character Building and the Overcoming of Habit, the Path to Self-Mastery. Character is where all paths to a happy life start. It serves as the cornerstone around which real achievement, contentment, and mental tranquility are constructed. The little, everyday decisions that shape who we are just as important to character as the major ones. It is evident in the way we treat ourselves and other people, as well as in the things we say and do. A lifelong commitment to being the finest versions of ourselves, developing strong character, is a continuous process rather than a task to be completed. And a key component of this path is breaking bad habits and substituting them with ones that promote development, resilience, and self-control. Habits are strong. They affect how we react to the environment around us, mold our routines, and direct our conduct. They become so embedded over time that we frequently merely follow the patterns we've developed over the years without giving them any thought. Some of these behaviors are beneficial and help us get through life without any problems, but others can act as chains and keep us caught in negative, self-doubting or procrastinating cycles. The good news is that behaviors are modifiable and not set in stone. However, overcoming harmful habits and forming healthy ones calls for perseverance, hard work, and a thorough comprehension of how habits function. Repetition is the foundation of habits. Something gets easier the more you do it, until it comes naturally to you. Bad habits are like well-worn mental pathways that we naturally draw toward, which is why they may be so difficult to stop. But the same idea that leads to negative habits can also lead to beneficial ones. You can progressively replace unhealthy habits with better ones by deliberately choosing to repeat positive acts, which will open up new mental pathways. Making decisions that consistently reflect the person you want to become, even when they are challenging, is the essence of developing your character. Self-awareness is the first step on the path to self-mastery. You must comprehend a habit before you can break it. What causes this behavior? What feelings or ideas are connected to it? Bad habits are frequently coping strategies we employ to manage stress, boredom, or anxiety. You can start addressing the fundamental causes of your habits rather than merely their symptoms by figuring out what they are. Regaining control over your behavior and making intelligent, purposeful decisions begins with this knowledge. Focusing on tiny, gradual adjustments is one of the best strategies to develop character and break negative habits. Trying to alter everything at once might easily leave you feeling overwhelmed, but change takes time. Establish attainable, reasonable goals first. For example, start with a quick, doable regimen that you can follow each day if you want to form the habit of exercising on a regular basis. You can progressively increase the duration or intensity as it gets easier. Consistency is crucial. Over time, little regular efforts result in big improvements. This method not only facilitates the development of new habits, but also strengthens your feeling of self-discipline, which is a crucial component of having good character. Building character is also about resilience, the ability to keep going, even when things get tough. There will be times when you slip back into old habits or struggle to maintain new ones. When this happens, it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. What matters is how you respond to them. Instead of giving up, use each setback as a learning opportunity. Reflect on what led you off course and think about how you can address it in the future. This attitude of perseverance, of not letting failures define you, is what strengthens your character over time. Self-mastery requires discipline, but it also requires self-compassion. Often, people approach the task of character building with a harsh, critical mindset, punishing themselves for any perceived weakness or failure. But this approach can be counterproductive, as it creates a sense of fear and anxiety that makes change even harder. Instead, treat yourself with kindness. Understand that building character is a journey, not a destination, and that you are allowed to make mistakes along the way. The more you practice self-compassion, the easier it becomes to pick yourself up after a stumble and continue moving forward. Another essential aspect of character building is integrity. Integrity means living in alignment with your values, even when it's not convenient or easy. It's about being honest, not just with others, but with yourself. This means acknowledging your flaws and weaknesses without letting them define you. It means striving to be truthful, fair, and kind, even when no one is watching. When you live with integrity, your actions reflect your true self, and this authenticity is the foundation of strong character. Over time, practicing integrity builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. You learn to rely on your own inner strength, knowing that you are capable of making choices that align with your highest aspirations. Character development and habit modification might be difficult, but they are also very fulfilling. Your self-perception will change as you start to swap out negative behaviors for constructive ones. Understanding that you have the power to choose how you behave and that you can act in ways that advance your objectives gives you a sense of empowerment. One of the most satisfying feelings you may have is the ability to guide your life in accordance with your values and purpose. In the end, character development is about laying a strong foundation for your life. Making decisions that represent your best self, especially when they are challenging, is the goal. It's about accepting accountability for your actions and realizing that, even if you might not be in control of every circumstance, you are always in charge of how you react. Self-mastery is essentially this control. It provides you with the ability to control your own fate, get past challenges, and lead an authentic life. Even the smallest step you take along the way will help you become the person you want to be. Additionally, you are developing the character that will stand by you throughout your life with every wise decision and instance of self-control. Instead of a journey with a destination, this is an ongoing process of development and progress. Choosing to be better, taking the first step, and committing to the trip day by day is the first step on the path to self-mastery. So as you move forward, remember that every habit you cultivate, every choice you make, is an opportunity to build character. Be patient with yourself, stay committed to your goals, and trust in the process. With time, effort, and perseverance, you will find that the habits that once held you back are replaced by new patterns of strength and resilience. And in that transformation, you will discover the true power of self-mastery, a power that will guide you toward a life of fulfillment, purpose, and peace. Chapter 11. Happiness and Joy, Finding Lasting Fulfillment. What if the happiness you've been chasing all your life isn't something you need to find, but something you already have within you? We often think of happiness as a destination, a place we'll arrive at once we've achieved certain goals, acquired enough things, or solved all our problems. Yet the truth is, happiness isn't a prize waiting at the end of a long journey. It's a state of being, a feeling of contentment and joy that arises from within, no matter where you are or what you're going through. Real, lasting happiness isn't about acquiring more. It's about discovering and appreciating what is already there. It's easy to believe that happiness depends on external circumstances, having the right job, finding the perfect partner, or living in the ideal home. But if happiness is tied to things outside of ourselves, it will always be fragile. Jobs change, relationships have ups and downs, and circumstances can shift in an instant. When our sense of joy is dependent on these external factors, we find ourselves on an emotional roller coaster, constantly reacting to the world around us. True happiness, however, is steady and enduring, because it doesn't rely on external conditions. It comes from a place of inner peace, a state of harmony where you feel at ease with yourself and with life. Self-awareness is the first step on the path to enduring happiness. Looking beneath the superficial needs that society suggests will make us happy is frequently necessary to discover what genuinely makes us happy. Messages that link success, attractiveness, riches, and prestige to happiness are all around us. But why do so many individuals who possess these goods yet feel unfulfilled if they alone could ensure happiness? The knowledge that happiness is something we cannot purchase or attain holds the key to the solution. Aligning ourselves with our true selves instead of our ideal selves is how we cultivate it. The cornerstone of long-lasting happiness is inner tranquility. Even when things don't go as planned, it's the feeling of peace and contentment that endures. You stop searching for happiness outside of yourself and begin finding it within when you are at peace with yourself. Accepting who you are, embracing your flaws and strengths, and realizing that you don't have to be flawless to be happy are the keys to finding inner peace. It also entails trusting that things will work out as they are supposed to, and letting go of the incessant urge to control everything. Although this does not imply that life will always be simple, it does imply that you will possess the inner strength to deal with its difficulties without becoming unbalanced. Gratitude is another essential component of authentic happiness. It's simple to concentrate on the things we wish were different and what's lacking. However, this emphasis on shortage just makes people feel more unhappy. Conversely, gratitude helps us see the abundance that is already in our lives by focusing on what we already have. It's about enjoying the small pleasures in life, like a hot cup of tea, a loved one's laughter, or the splendor of a sunset. Regular thankfulness training teaches our brains to find the positive even in the midst of adversity. This change in viewpoint allows us to experience a greater level of delight that is resistant to life's ups and downs. Another technique that can result in greater happiness is mindfulness. Being aware entails focusing entirely on the here and now, avoiding daydreaming or worrying about the future. Being mindful allows you to appreciate every moment of life, no matter how minor. You take in the sound of birdsong, the warmth of the sun on your skin, or the flavor of your food. True happiness can be found in these seemingly unimportant moments. You are just enjoying what is when you are in the moment, not thinking about what you lack or what you fear. And the core of joy is this straightforward delight. Although changing one's habits and developing new character can be difficult, the process is also quite rewarding. As you start to swap out negative habits with constructive ones, you'll observe a change in your self-perception. Being aware that you have power over your behavior and can decide to take measures that will help you achieve your objectives gives you a sense of empowerment. One of the most satisfying feelings you may have is realizing that you are in control of your life and can guide it in accordance with your principles and goals. Building a strong foundation for your life is ultimately what character development is all about. It's about choosing the best version of yourself, even when it means making tough decisions. It is about owning up to your mistakes and realizing that, even if you can't control every circumstance, you can always manage how you react to it. In essence, self-mastery is this control. You have the ability to control your own fate, overcome challenges, and lead a life that is authentically you. No matter how tiny the step, each one you take on this path will help you become the person you want to be, and you are developing the character that will help you in every aspect of your life, with every wise decision and instance of self-control. This process of growth and progress is ongoing rather than having an endpoint. It's the road to self-mastery, and it starts with the choice to start, to make the decision to improve, and to keep going day by day. So, how do we cultivate this lasting happiness? By starting with small, intentional changes. Practice gratitude every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Take time to be present, to really notice and appreciate the world around you. Be kind to yourself, letting go of the unrealistic expectations that make you feel like you're not enough. And most importantly, allow yourself to experience joy without guilt or hesitation. Happiness is not something you need to earn. It's something you deserve simply by being. In the end, the secret to lasting happiness is not about changing your life, but about changing how you see it. It's about shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have, from what's missing to what's present. It's about finding peace in the midst of chaos and joy in the simplest of things. This kind of happiness doesn't require a perfect life. It only requires a willingness to look within, to connect with your true self, and to embrace the journey with an open heart. When you do, you'll find that happiness was never something you had to chase. It was there all along, waiting to be realized. Chapter 12. The Use and Misuse of Mental and Spiritual Powers, Navigating the Path with Integrity. There is a truth that is as old as time. With great power comes great responsibility. We all possess incredible mental and spiritual powers, whether we recognize them or not. These powers allow us to shape our thoughts, direct our actions, and influence the world around us. They give us the ability to manifest our desires, create positive change, and grow into the best versions of ourselves. But just as a flame can warm or burn, these powers can be used for both good and harm. The difference lies in the intention behind their use, and it is our responsibility to navigate this path with integrity. Mental and spiritual powers are gifts that give us access to realms beyond the physical. Our minds have the power to visualize, imagine, and create. Our spirits can connect with deeper truths, guiding us to wisdom and peace. When we use these abilities ethically, we can uplift ourselves and others, bringing about a sense of harmony and fulfillment. But if we misuse them, driven by selfish desires or a need for control, we risk causing harm, not just to others but to ourselves as well. That is why understanding the ethical use of these powers is essential. At the heart of this ethical use is intention. Intentions are like the seeds from which actions grow. If your intention is to help, heal, or inspire, the actions that follow will reflect that. However, if your intention is rooted in manipulation, greed, or ego, the results, even if seemingly successful, will ultimately lead to discord and unhappiness. The universe has a way of balancing things, and actions that are taken with negative intentions often come back to us in ways we least expect. This is why it's so important to be mindful of why we are doing what we do, not just how we are doing it. One of the greatest temptations when developing mental and spiritual powers is the desire to use them for personal gain. It is natural to want to improve our own lives, to seek success, comfort, and happiness. But problems arise when we try to shortcut the process, bending these powers to force outcomes that serve our ego rather than our higher self. For example, trying to manipulate situations or people to get what we want might seem like a quick way to achieve a goal, but it is not a sustainable or ethical practice. Actions taken in this manner often lead to temporary success, but they are usually followed by a loss of trust, respect, and ultimately, peace of mind. The true purpose of mental and spiritual powers is not to control or dominate, but to guide and uplift. They are meant to help us align with our true selves, to connect with the world around us, and to find our place within the greater flow of life. When we use our powers ethically, we act as conduits for positive energy, spreading peace, love, and understanding. This doesn't mean we should not seek personal success or fulfillment. It means that our pursuit of these goals should be balanced with a sense of responsibility, compassion, and a desire to contribute to the greater good. Integrity is the compass that guides us in using our powers wisely. Integrity means being honest with ourselves about our intentions. It means asking ourselves difficult questions, such as, why am I pursuing this goal? Am I acting out of fear or love? Will my actions bring about positive outcomes for others, or am I only thinking of my own gain? These questions help us stay true to our values, ensuring that our actions are not just beneficial to ourselves, but also considerate of the impact they have on others. Navigating life with integrity allows us to build trust, not just with those around us, but with ourselves. It fosters a sense of inner peace, because we know that our actions are in alignment with our deepest beliefs and values. Another aspect of using mental and spiritual powers responsibly is understanding their limitations. It's easy to get carried away with the idea that we can use our thoughts to create anything we want, but we must remember that there are natural laws at play. Sometimes things do not go as we planned, no matter how hard we try to manifest a particular outcome. This is not a failure. It is a reminder that we are part of a larger system and that there are forces beyond our control. Using our powers ethically means respecting these natural limits, knowing when to push forward and when to step back. It's about finding the balance between effort and surrender, understanding that there is a greater wisdom at work. Patience is a virtue that goes hand in hand with responsible use of mental and spiritual powers. The process of creating change, whether within ourselves or in the world, takes time. There are no shortcuts to genuine growth. When we act with patience, we allow things to unfold naturally, without forcing them. This gentle, steady approach creates space for real, lasting transformation. It also teaches us to trust the process, knowing that if we act with integrity and good intention, the outcomes will align with what is best for us and those around us, even if they don't match our initial expectations. The abuse of mental and spiritual abilities frequently stems from a fear of not being, possessing, or accomplishing enough. Because of this fear, we want to dominate, manipulate, and gain authority over other people. However, this misuse of our gifts is misguided. Mastering oneself is the path to true power, not dominating the outside world. It results from operating in a way that embodies our highest ideals, being aware of who we are and comprehending our strengths and shortcomings. Because we are already whole when we function from this point of inner strength, we no longer feel the need to employ our abilities for self-serving purposes. Ultimately, harmony results from the moral application of spiritual and mental abilities. It enables us to live with a sense of calm and purpose, because we know that we are making a positive impact on the world. In the process, we are improving the world by uplifting others in addition to achieving success for ourselves. The real impact of using our gifts well is that it has an impact on those around us in ways we may never completely comprehend, causing waves that go well beyond our immediate grasp. Navigating the path of life with integrity requires constant self-reflection and a commitment to growth. It means being willing to admit when we are wrong, to make amends, and to learn from our mistakes. It means choosing to act with kindness, compassion, and wisdom, even when it would be easier to take a different route. And most importantly, it means understanding that the true measure of success is not how much we can achieve, but how much we can give, love, and grow. So, as you explore and develop your mental and spiritual powers, remember to use them with care. Let your actions be guided by love and respect for yourself and others. Trust that when you act with integrity, the universe will support you in ways that you cannot always see. By navigating the path with a clear heart and a steady hand, you will find not only success, but also a deep sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your true self. Chapter 13. Overcoming Limitations and Awakening Inward Powers. The Journey to Self-Realization. Every one of us has felt the weight of limitations. They can manifest as doubts, fears, or even past failures that linger in our minds, holding us back from reaching our fullest potential. These limitations often feel like walls too high to climb, barriers too solid to break through. But what if those walls are not as real as they seem? What if they are, in fact, illusions, creations of our own minds that can be dismantled once we decide to see through them? The journey to self-realization is about breaking free from these self-imposed limitations and awakening the incredible power that lies dormant within us. Imagine a life where you are not defined by your past mistakes, not constrained by your fears, and not limited by what others think is possible. This is not a fantasy. It is a reality that is within your reach, but it requires a shift in how you see yourself and the world around you. To awaken your inward powers, you must first recognize that the only true limitations are the ones you accept. Once you begin to see these barriers for what they are, mere constructs of the mind, you can start the work of dismantling them and discovering the limitless potential within. This journey begins with self-awareness. Many of the limitations we face are deeply ingrained in our subconscious, hidden beneath layers of conditioning and learned beliefs. We grow up absorbing messages about who we should be, what we can achieve, and how we should live. Over time, these messages solidify into beliefs that dictate our actions, often without us even realizing it. To overcome these limitations, we must first become aware of them. What beliefs do you hold about yourself that are keeping you small? What fears prevent you from taking action? By bringing these hidden patterns into the light, you can begin to question them, challenge them, and ultimately, let them go. The power of choice is the next step to conquering limits. Every situation is out of your control, but you always have a choice in how you react. This gift of choice gives you the ability to influence your world. Every time you choose to act despite your fear, every time you choose to have faith in yourself rather than give in to uncertainty, you are removing the obstacles that have held you back. You gradually start to awaken the power within yourself by making these brave little decisions. The fear of failure is a major barrier to self-realization. We frequently put things off because we're scared of making errors, failing, or disappointing other people. Failure, however, is a teacher, not the adversary. Every mistake and setback presents a chance to improve. Failure no longer has the ability to scare you when you alter your viewpoint on it. Rather than interpreting it as an indication of insufficiency, you start to view it as an essential step on the road to achievement. This mental change enables you to take chances, step beyond of your comfort zone, and uncover skills you never realized you possessed. Re-establishing a connection with your inner self, the aspect of you that lives outside of your doubts, anxieties, and environment, is another aspect of awakening your inner abilities. This authentic self is already there, just waiting to be discovered. It is not something you have to make. It is your inner power, creativity, and intuition. It is the core of who you are. To connect with this aspect of yourself, you need to be silent, think, and be open to hearing your inner voice. When you learn to trust this voice, you start living with clarity and purpose that directs your choices and actions. One of the most transformative aspects of this journey is the realization that you are not alone. The power within you is not isolated. It is connected to the greater flow of the universe. This connection means that when you align with your true self, you also align with the natural rhythms of life. Things begin to flow more easily, and you find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, and discovering opportunities you might have otherwise missed. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of living in harmony with the universe, where your intentions, actions, and the natural order of life are all working together. To reach this state of self-realization, it is essential to cultivate practices that help you stay connected to your inner power. Meditation, journaling, and mindfulness are tools that can quiet the mind, allowing you to hear the whispers of your intuition. These practices help you to detach from the distractions of daily life and tune into your inner world. They create a space for self-reflection where you can explore your thoughts, understand your emotions, and gain clarity on your true desires. Over time, this self-awareness grows, and with it, your ability to overcome limitations and act from a place of inner strength. Self-realization is not about becoming someone new. It is about uncovering who you already are. It is about peeling away the layers of conditioning, fear, and doubt that have built up over the years, and revealing the powerful, capable, and wise being that has always been within. When you embrace this journey, you begin to see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of your reality. You realize that the power to change, to grow, and to succeed has always been in your hands. This process of awakening is not a linear path, There will be moments of doubt, times when old fears resurface, and periods where progress feels slow, but every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your true self. And with each breakthrough, each moment of clarity, you will find that the walls that once seemed insurmountable are beginning to crumble. You will discover strengths you didn't know you had, and with them, the courage to face challenges that once felt impossible. In the end, the journey to self-realization is a journey of freedom. It is the freedom to be who you truly are, without fear or apology. It is the freedom to pursue your dreams, not because you need to prove anything, but because it brings you joy. It is the freedom to live a life that is not dictated by limitations, but inspired by possibility. This freedom is your birthright, and it is waiting for you to claim it. So take a deep breath and begin the journey. Trust in your inner power, even when the path seems uncertain. Know that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward your true self. The journey to self-realization is not about reaching a destination. It is about awakening to the truth of who you are and living each day in harmony with that truth. And in that awakening, you will find a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that no external achievement could ever provide. Conclusion. The journey to unlocking your inner power is not a destination you reach. It is an ongoing, ever-evolving process of self-discovery and growth. It is a journey that calls you to look within, to explore the depths of your own potential, and to realize that the strength you seek has always been there, waiting for you to awaken it. This journey isn't about becoming someone different, but about uncovering who you truly are beneath the layers of doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs that have accumulated over time. As you walk this path, you begin to understand that you are not a passive player in your life, at the mercy of circumstances and events. You are, in fact, a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your experiences, to choose your responses, and to manifest your dreams into reality. This realization is liberating because it shifts the way you see yourself and the world. You are no longer bound by the past or trapped by uncertainty about the future. You see life as a canvas, and you have the tools to paint it with the colors of your choosing. The journey of inner empowerment teaches you that challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities. Every difficulty you encounter is a chance to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, you start to view them as stepping stones that lead you closer to your true potential. You understand that life's trials are not there to defeat you, but to help you discover the depth of your resilience and the extent of your courage. This shift in perspective transforms how you face adversity, empowering you to stand tall in the face of uncertainty and to move forward with confidence and grace. The knowledge that you possess an infinite amount of power is among the most exquisite parts of this adventure. Your potential is limitless, and the strength, ingenuity, and wisdom that are within you have no boundaries. You keep discovering new facets of your inner strength as you develop and mature, and each one advances you towards self-mastery. You discover that there is no ultimate goal to achieve, no moment when you will have arrived. Rather, you experience a constant blossoming, a strengthening of your understanding, and an extension of your ability to live a full, true, and joyous life. It takes bravery to embrace this adventure. It challenges you to confront the aspects of yourself that you may have been avoiding, to leave your comfort zone, and to question the restricting ideas that have kept you small. However, it is also an incredibly joyful path, as you feel more free and like you are becoming more of who you were intended to be with every step you take. You start to behave with a deep-seated sense of purpose, listen to your intuition, and trust yourself more. Living in accordance with your inner truth, led by your own wisdom, and having faith in your capacity to handle any situation that arises is the essence of true empowerment. The path to unlocking your inner power is not about achieving perfection. It is about progress, about becoming a little better, a little stronger, and a little more compassionate each day. It is about finding balance, not just in your external life, but within yourself. As you learn to connect with your inner power, you realize that it is not something separate from you. It is you. It is the core of your being, the source of your light, and the driver of your dreams. This journey is deeply personal, yet it is also universal. We all have the capacity to tap into this inner power, to rise above our fears, and to create a life that reflects our true essence. When you embrace this journey, you are not just transforming your own life. You are contributing to a larger wave of positive energy that ripples out into the world. You become a source of inspiration for others, showing them that they too have the power to overcome their limitations and to live boldly, authentically, and joyfully. It is important to remember that this journey will have its ups and downs. There will be moments of doubt, times when the path feels unclear, and days when you question your own strength. But these are all part of the process. Each challenge you face is an invitation to go deeper, to reconnect with your inner strength, and to rise even higher. And with each breakthrough, you gain a greater sense of peace, confidence, and clarity. You begin to see that true empowerment is not about being invincible, but about being resilient, about knowing that no matter what happens, you have the power within you to rise, to adapt, and to thrive. As you continue on this path, take time to celebrate your progress. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. Every moment of clarity, every act of courage, and every instance where you choose to act from a place of love rather than fear is a testament to your growth. Acknowledge these moments, honor them, and use them as fuel to keep moving forward. The journey to inner empowerment is one of the most rewarding you will ever undertake, because it leads you to the realization that everything you need is already within you. So embrace this journey with an open heart. Allow yourself to explore, to stumble, to learn, and to grow. Trust in your inner power, knowing that it will guide you to where you are meant to be. You have within you the strength to overcome any barrier, the wisdom to navigate any challenge, and the creativity to turn your dreams into reality. This is your journey, your path to self-realization, and it is one of limitless potential. In the end, the greatest gift of this journey is not what you achieve, but who you become. It is the discovery that you are more powerful, more capable, and more radiant than you ever imagined. It is the understanding that your true power does not come from external achievements, but from within, from the love, peace, and strength that you carry in your heart. This is the power that no one can take from you, the light that will always guide you, and the essence of who you are. Embrace it, nurture it, and let it shine.